let me tell you something. When other folks were quiet, wouldn't stand up, was scared, John Evans stood up and said, no, we're going to fight this issue.
That's right.
I mean, he's the baddest NAACP president in the country. Right. Bar none. We were being sold out left and right. John Evans said, no, we're not going to do that in this case. Yes. And I appreciate him so much. Where he say go, I go. Where he say stay away from, I stay away from. And so I'm glad to be here in DeKalb County. We said we're going to bring this great movement to DeKalb County because this is really ground zero of this movement to stop this T-SPLOST. Because y'all be messed over worse than anybody. So we said we're going to come here this evening. And we're going to organize, we're going to stand up and make a plan. I am not going to be repetitive. Did the woman from Sierra Club get here? The woman from Sierra Club done been here. Brad Hubbard, Derek Bozeman, brother from the Union, Ron Mayo is here from the state legislature. So it's good to be here. We have learned a great deal. And by the way, I'm not as nice as Derek Bozeman. They say I'm bigger than Derek Bozeman.
That's what we need.
So that's right. Sometimes you need to be big, right? You know, this last week folks been crying and whining about how, about all of this. They not saying that, they not telling the truth. You know what my mom used to say? Hit dog holler. Hit dog holler this week. They holler and scurrying.
They gonna holler.
That's right. They gonna. You just wait till July 31st and hear. But we have got to stick together. I'm not going to repeat. I'm not going to repeat everything that you said. How they discriminating against black businesses. A lobbyist from down the state capitol this afternoon was having on the telephone, telling me how the big companies low bid on one part of the contract. They low bid on the sub-payment because they know they got asphalt companies so they can make the asphalt. So they low bid on one part of the contract and make it up on the other one. So they freeze out black businesses. You know, look, and Brad Hubbard no more than anybody because he's seen it close up in person. I'm not going to repeat any of that. So 2.4%, the 1% that they do. He said 2.4%. But with state funding money, listen to this. We only get 1.1% of state funded GOT projects. And now we're talking about that making deal handle $7 billion. Are we crazy? $7 billion? What's wrong with us? Man, trying to keep us from voting every which way. Now we want to vote. Have advocated for and signed off on every piece of legislation in Congress and in the state legislature to prevent black people from being able to vote. And we're going to give them $7 million. Nathan Deal took $108 million that was supposed to be for foreclosure prevention. Money that was supposed to keep your grandmama in her house, your uncle in his house, and send it to South Georgia to a slush fund for the good old boy. And we're contemplating voting for this. And all of Martin's money going to go to making deals, grubby things. Well, man, go back there and tell them what I've been saying at the cap. Go back to the cap and tell them. I don't care. We're going to put our trust in him to do right by us. See, we're not as intelligent as we used to be. At least in slavery time, we believed in each other. In slavery time, we would trust each other.
Don't get good.
During the civil rights movement, we would stick together. And now, oh no, this is going to be good for real. This is going to be okay for all of us. There's a word called reciprocity. It's a two-way street. What's good for them ought to be good for us. But oh no, grandmama got to pay her 1 penny. And I said, wait. And his trucks that tear up the road ain't paying nothing. That's crazy. The very definition of crazy that we were buying. I am not going to repeat everything that was said. The fact that this is supposed to be a plan to alleviate traffic congestion. And the numbers show. And anybody who wants it, I'll email it to them by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, the evidence. But this is going to cut 2 minutes of the average commute. 1 minute going and 1 minute coming back. I got the numbers. I got the statistics. I'm a college professor by training, and I can do some research. See, what they don't like is when you know as much data. That's right. They don't like that. And I can get as much information as they can. They just want to trick. Say something to make you think you're going to believe just because it came out of their mouth. Believe your gut, like Holden said. Believe your common sense. I'm not going to repeat all of that because I think we know where we're going. All I'm asking you to be intelligent. I'm going to give you some history. This is the third important referendum in the history of this region. In 1920, see, we don't teach this history. That's why I didn't trip. In 1920, there was a referendum in Atlanta, a school bond referendum. We couldn't vote in most elections. By part of the law, we could vote in special elections and bond elections. Couldn't vote in the white primary, the Democratic primary, but we could vote in bond election. So they put together a bond election in Atlanta. And guess what? There were no schools for black children. And in 1920, we had enough good sense to stick together and vote against it, and we beat it. Yeah, you ought to give that some applause. That we sacrificed and we beat that referendum. And guess what? They had another referendum a couple years later. We sat down